The name just sounds epic, doesn't it? Moses, Ben-Hur, El Cid. The man played some of the biggest heroes cinema has ever seen, a true Hollywood legend. But what about the life he led off screen as a father? He had 2 children, Fraser Clark Heston and Holly Ann Heston. Today we're diving into what happened to his kids. Number 2, Fraser Clark Heston. Born February 12, 1955 in Los Angeles, was practically destined for a life in movies. Fraser was born to Charlton Heston and actress Lydia Clark. He has 1 sister, Holly Ann Heston. Picture this for a childhood. Fraser has said he was basically raised by people like stuntmen and wranglers. He was always on movie sets, watching films get made, and he absolutely loved it. That's what made him want to be a filmmaker. His mom, Lydia Clark, was a big influence too. Fraser called her an adventurer. She took young Fraser on what he called ruin running and museum marching expeditions all over the world. Egypt, Europe, you name it. These adventures gave him a real taste for history, archaeology, and adventure. Themes you see pop up a lot in his own movies. When he was just 3 months old, Fraser played the infant Moses in Cecil B. DeMille's, a massive epic, The 10 Commandments. Yep, his dad played the grown-up Moses. Charlton Heston even joked that his son, Fraser, played the infant Moses, and immediately retired, displaying an acute judgment of the acting profession. Fraser himself has quipped, "I think I felt a little pressure from my dad not to follow in his footsteps as an actor." Even though he was too young to remember it, Fraser knows if he lives long enough, he'll be the last actor in Hollywood who worked with Cecil B. DeMille's. Pretty wild, right? His upbringing was like a real-life Hollywood university, learning by watching on the sets of huge films. He also had a passion for writing early on, even working on a novel called Wind River before he got into screenwriting. Fraser Heston didn't just pick one job in the film industry, he did a bit of everything: writing, directing, and producing, writing the narrative. His writing career kicked off when that novel, Wind River, about 19th century fur trappers, caught a producer's eye. Fraser, then just 22, turned it into a screenplay, and it became The Mountain Men, his first produced script in 1980, starring his father. He also wrote the adventure thriller Mother Lode, adapted Treasure Island for a TV movie, penned a Sherlock Holmes TV movie, The Crucifer of Blood, and wrote the documentary The Search for Michael Rockefeller. Behind the lens, directing. Fraser got his feet wet directing, unofficially on Mother Lode. He then officially directed his father in those TV movies, Treasure Island and The Crucifer of Blood. His big credited feature film, directorial debut, was Needful Things, 1993, based on the Stephen King horror novel. And notably, this was his first major directing gig without his dad in the cast. He followed that with Alaska, 1996, a family adventure where his dad played the villain. His documentary direction on The Search for Michael Rockefeller, 2010, was also a significant achievement. The producer's role. In 1981, Fraser started his own production company, Agamemnon Films. This company was behind many of his projects, especially those with his father, like Mother Lode, A Man for All Seasons, his dad's TV adaptation, Treasure Island, The Crucifer of Blood, and the very personal Charlton Heston presents the Bible video documentary series. The working relationship between Fraser and Charlton Heston was a huge part of both their careers. It was a real creative partnership. Fraser often wrote scripts or directed projects that were perfect for his dad, especially in his later years. And of course, having Charlton Heston as your star helped get those projects made, often through Agamemnon Films. Fraser said of directing his iconic father in Treasure Island, "I was so busy, I never thought about that. It's really my favorite film that I made with my father." It sounds like they had a comfortable and respectful working dynamic. Fraser admired his dad's versatility and leadership, saying, "He wasn't afraid to take risks. He led by example." He also wanted people to know the real man behind the epic roles. He was a loving, artistic, interesting, tolerant individual. These later collaborations also show Fraser stepping into the role of a custodian for his father's incredible legacy. Fraser Heston's films got a range of reviews. The mountain men had some calling it an exciting odyssey, while others found it thin. Mother Lode got good marks from Variety for performances and suspense. Treasure Island was generally praised for being faithful to the book. The Crucifer of Blood had mixed reviews. His major studio debut as director, Needful Things, also got mixed reviews, though a much longer TV cut later aired, which Stephen King himself called amazingly good. The Family Adventure. Alaska mostly got negative reviews from critics. However, his documentary, The Search for Michael Rockefeller, generally received positive user reviews. While direct personal awards for Fraser aren't heavily documented, his film Needful Things did get Amanda Plummer a Saturn Award. Fraser, whose nickname is Frey, married Marilyn Heston in 1980, and they have a son, John Jack Alexander Clark Heston. Fraser, who is 6 feet 4 inches tall, lived for many years on a remote island in British Columbia before moving back to Los Angeles. In recent years, Fraser's public activities have often been tied to his family's legacy. He attended the dedication for the Charlton Heston Forever stamp in 2014 and the Hollywood premiere of the Ben-Hur remake in 2016. More recently, in 2023, there was excitement about the 4K re-release of his film Needful Things, especially its extended TV cut. Number 1. Holly Ann Heston, born on August 2, 1961. Anne was adopted by Charlton Heston and his wife, Lydia Clark Heston, shortly thereafter. She grew up in a high-profile family with Fraser as her older brother. Holly has contributed to biographies of her father, sharing personal family memories. For Mark Elliott's 2017 biography, Charlton Heston, Hollywood's Last Icon. Holly shared recollections about her paternal grandmother, Lilla Charlton, and spoke about the complex relationship between Charlton Heston and his stepfather, Chester Heston, noting a lack of warmth, no nurturing, no tenderness from Chester towards Charlton. This willingness to share candid family details suggests a desire to present a more complete and humanized portrait of the Heston family. Despite complexities in the wider family history, the immediate family unit was described by the family as one where Charlton Heston was an adoring husband, a kind and devoted father. Holly Ann Heston chose a career path markedly different from her parents' Hollywood world. She pursued higher education, earning a Master of Social Work MSW degree from Monmouth University in 2004. This achievement, particularly as a mature student, shows a deep personal dedication. Following her studies, Holly A. Heston established herself as a licensed clinical social worker, LCSW. She maintains a professional practice in New Jersey. Her professional profiles highlight her therapeutic philosophy. My experience as a therapist has led me to understand the importance of connecting with individuals, joining them in their journey to heal, grow, and realize their true potential. Her areas of expertise include addiction, anxiety, trauma, and PTSD, and she uses various therapeutic methods like CBT and DBT. Holly's choice to build a career in social work is compelling. This field, focused on assisting vulnerable individuals, suggests deeply ingrained personal values and a desire to make a tangible, positive difference. In May 1990, Holly Ann Heston married Carlton Charles Rochelle Jr., becoming Holly Heston Rochelle. Their marriage has been an enduring one. Carlton Charles Rochelle Jr. is highly accomplished in his own right. A respected specialist in Indian, Himalayan, and Southeast Asian art, having worked at Sotheby's before founding his own gallery, Carlton Rochelle Asian Art, in New York City. He also had a notable career in academic library administration at New York University. Holly and Carlton Rochelle Jr. have 2 children. When Charlton Heston passed away, his grandchildren, Ridley Rochelle and Charlie Rochelle, Holly's children, were mentioned. Their daughter, Ridley Rochelle, graduated from Northwestern University, her grandparents' alma mater, with a degree in art history, and now works at Sotheby's. Holly's professional life as a social worker is based in New Jersey, indicating her primary residence and career have been centered there. While largely private, Holly has occasionally stepped into the public eye, mainly to preserve and share her father's legacy. She appeared in the 2011 documentary Charlton Heston and Ben-Hur, A Personal Journey, and a 1995 biography episode about her father. At Charlton Heston's funeral in 2008, Holly gave a deeply personal tribute, reciting poetry by Shakespeare and Tennyson that her father loved. In 2015, she gave an interview about her father's Andrew Wyeth art collection, explaining his passion and the family's reasons for auctioning some pieces. She also publicly shared her family's connection to St. James's Church, calling it a second family. These appearances show a thoughtful engagement with her father's legacy and her own community. Both Fraser and Holly, in their own distinct manners, have balanced the weight and opportunities of a monumental heritage with the pursuit of their own passions and purposes, each leaving their own mark.